than most. Eyes low in the post. Ready for whatever, buddy. Trust me, you won't no smoke. Never disrespect my city, this the land of the ghosts. This shit doper than some white girls that just got off the boat. This shit came straight off the boat, straight off the boat. Straight off the boat, 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 straight off the boat.
All right, so let's call Tony and see what Tony got going on. My brother.
What's happening?
What's happening again with the Kobe paraphernalia?
You can see that? You know, that was just so coincidental. This is what it was.
By pure happenstance.
Yes.
What's going on, boss?
Man, you know me, same shit, different. Ain't nothing changed but a name on the mail.
Hey, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, ain't nothing changed but a name on the mail. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, you let me know on the book that you was available, and I dropped everything to have this conversation.
Yeah, one of the very few days I have off, so I am available to argue with anyone about anything right now.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, I'm even in my goddamn kitchen. I'm sitting down, resting.
Right, making sure that you got the ambiance correct. Yeah, I did.
I feel, you know what? I might need some hydration. I'm also sponsored by Body Armor. Body Armor. It quenches your thirst better than Gatorade.
Quick plug. That. So what you wanted to talk about today? I know there's a few things happening in this.
Bro, you know me. I can talk about any goddamn thing.
All right. So let's start with Kawhi, since that just happened yesterday. And
yeah. Oh, Kawhi to Toronto?
Yeah, for DeMar DeRozan.
I mean, it all depends on if Kawhi's mental state. Is he gonna show up? And if he does show up, is he gonna play?
He has to play. He played 9 games last year. If he still wants to be worth major money in 2019 free agency, then he has to play, and he has to play well.
And I'm with you on that. I'm really that's what I'm thinking too. But I mean, to me, DeMar DeRozan is a good Eastern player. He's good in East. I feel he's gonna get lost in the West. Like you won't see him make an All-Star.
Guaranteed. That's without question. He's not making an All-Star game in the West.
Yeah, he's not gonna make an All-Star. I mean, to think about it, Pop got what, 2 seasons in him.
Listen, bro. Me and my brothers have a theory that either before this season starts or right after this season, that's it for Pop.
Pop, yeah.
Yeah, he's done. I don't think he got 2 in him.
He's been doing it 20, 30 years, man. Wife just died. Like when something like that happens, it can go one of 2 ways. He can coach forever because now he don't want to be at home and his wife not there, or he just be so devastated, like, you know what, I don't even want to do it no more.
Right, you lose your passion for everything.
Yeah, lose your passion for everything. So it can go both ways. The whole San Antonio, the trade, they got Danny Green too. The Raptors came out on top because truthfully, if you think about it, I think they know for a fact that Kawhi, well, everyone knows Kawhi don't want to play there.
Right.
That's first and foremost. Also, that's trade bait. Like they can get a lot back for both of them.
For Kawhi and Danny Green.
For Kawhi and Danny Green, even they kept think about it. If they go to the trade deadline, and okay, everyone knows who's going to play in LA. That's the Lakers or the Clippers. Everybody know that. That's major. That's major trade bait.
So Tony, let me ask you a question, bro. Did you watch the show that I just now posted with my cousin?
No, I didn't.
Because I just said the same thing to him. That's what I believe this was for. I believe they got Kawhi Leonard so that they can trade him to one of the LA teams.
Yeah.
Whoever give up the best package.
Whoever give them the best return on it, that's what they're gonna do. That's what it is, because they know for a fact that why else would you trade the guy? DeMar DeRozan's been in the league, what, 10 years? 9 years?
No, I think he's going on 9 years.
Going on 9 years. He's been pretty much since, so 9 years, we're in 2018. So pretty much since Chris Bosh left, he's been the face of your franchise.
Right, he was there 1 year with Bosh.
Yeah, matter of fact, the dude even told you, he signed an extension, the dude told you that he want to stay. Like, nobody wants to stay in Toronto. That's like, going to Daytona. Like, who wants to go to Daytona? Ain't nothing ever cook, man. It won't even like them for real. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, no one really wants to, So this dude, and don't get me wrong, he's a legit 2-guard. Like, I like him. He just don't show up when it comes big time.
Right.
For some odd reason, the dude buckled, like, knees, holding a fat girl. Like, I'm telling you, like, he buckled. So I'm not too fond of that. But he's a decent player. So it's like, why? That's it. They said they just told him a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you talking about at Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, they told him last week that he wasn't gonna get
They told
traded.
him last week, you're not gonna be traded. Traded. What? Hey, there you go. Like, why would you do that? Like, also, you fired the coach of the year. This dude literally you had your best record in franchise history under this guy, and you fire him.
Yeah, but you lost the past 2 seasons to LeBron James.
Bro, he's had the last 3 seasons. They've been to the Eastern Conference Finals. And they've been to Eastern Conference semifinals twice with their best record this year. That's progress. He's literally been doing this. How do you fire him? How?
Because you don't see. Because this is my notion. I think they're gonna blow up this entire roster. With the getting back Kawhi Leonard, you got one of 2 things that's gonna happen. You either gonna let him stay this whole year, and then he end up leaving in free agency, or like we both think gonna happen, you trade him to one of the LA teams and get back younger pieces to build for the future. Not this year, but next year is the last year that you have Valanciunas, Serge Ibaka, and Kyle Lowry under contract. Yeah, so you let all them go, and then you build a new team. So if you trade them to the Lakers, then you got to get back at least Brandon Ingram. You try and build your team around Brandon Ingram.
And you know what, Drew? I like Kuzma better than Ingram.
You like Kuzma better than Ingram for the Lakers?
Yes.
Of course you would.
Period. Like as a player, period, I like Kuzma better than Ingram.
My brother pointed this out to me, and I didn't know this. They averaged the exact same amount of points last year.
And this is Ingram's 3rd year, and Ingram's 3rd year, and Kuzma's first.
No. Ingram's 1 year older than Kuzma.
Oh, so he's been.
Well, Kuzma stayed all 4 years in college, but Brandon Ingram, in the league. Brandon Ingram just finished his
3rd year.
Nah, he's going into his 3rd year.
Okay, but like you said, but that shows. I mean, also Kuzma's is. I don't like Brandon Ingram's build. He's just too bony. It irritates me. Like that dude is just too tiny, dude.
Too skinny to be an athlete.
Yeah, like I feel like he's gonna do a goddamn Gordon Hayward and jump up and come down and break his leg.
I think, he's young too, so he's only 20 years old. So, but he's still got time to grow a little bit. I see him doing that Kevin Durant thing where you don't.
His shoulders too wide, like he built like an upside down. He built like an upside down pyramid. I don't like him. I just don't.
But one thing that he can do is he can put the ball in the hole. And I think going to Toronto, putting him in the Eastern Conference, I think he has a chance to flourish over there. So, like I think, but they're gonna try and get Kuzma or Josh Hart out of y'all too, and that's gonna hurt. But
Josh Hart, to me, he's still not proven. Like,
of course not. Kuzma's not proven. Kuzma's a rookie. He just had a good rookie year.
But at least he's literally, had time. He had a great rookie year. Wasn't good. He had a great rookie year. Like to me, Josh Hart still, he had a good summer league.
He was the MVP of the summer league.
Yeah, but he's the MVP of the summer league. That's like saying I'm MVP of pickup games. Like I'm MVP of AAU. Okay, that's AAU, bro. Like we in the pros now. That's
the pros is becoming a lot more like AAU when you think about it. As far as players having more of an impact on the team than a coach, like the influence.
That's the difference with NBA and NFL. The NBA is a players' league.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I'm all for that. Like that's why I never doubted. I never said anything bad about Durant going to the Warriors. This is a prime example why. Look at DeMar DeRozan. Last week, you tell this man that you're not going to trade him. A week later, you trade him.
What? How are you feeling as a Laker fan about LeBron James being on your team, man?
Yeah, we have not talked about this.
No, we haven't. And you're the first Laker fan that I've talked to since this went down. Like, how emotionally, how does that make you feel?
Well, you can tell by the shirt that I'm wearing right now that whose city that is.
King Kobe.
It's gonna always be that way, and they gotta tell people they're like the man hasn't even stepped foot on a court yet in the Lakers uniform.
That doesn't mean that you can't be excited that he's there, Tony.
Listen. Now, am I excited about the season? Yeah, I tell you, like I told you last time, I respect LeBron. I somewhat respect this game. It's starting to get better now. He's somewhat getting a jump shot. I didn't respect this game when all he did was drive this hole, do layups and dunk. It's like, okay, dude, like what kind of actual skill do you have? The things you're doing, you're using talent, you're using gifts, using God-given gifts. 6'9", probably around a 4'4", 4'3", 40, and can dribble. That's God-given talent. But what actual skill do you have? Like, what have you worked on? His jumper was damn near Rondo-ish, and his free throws, he's below 80%. He's like 77, 75% free throws. So it's like, yeah, he doesn't. Let's try working on that a little
I just
bit.
want to point something out that you just criticized 2 Lakers in one sentence. Like I just,
Yep.
like I just.
But I tell you, I'm a real fan though.
I get it.
I'm a real fan.
I continue. I want to hear the rest of this.
No, not to mention Rondo. To me, he really still a subject. So fuck him.
No. Because when Rondo make a behind the back pass and when he do that little fake behind the back
I'm
thing,
still gonna be like, God, I'm a good goddamn pass, Rondo. You still fucking Celtic, but good fucking pass. You know me, dog. Don't act like I will not switch, dog. I'm not switch. Like I said, it's Laker basketball, Florida State college football, 49ers in the NFL. That's it.
because remember, I went through this before you. He came to my city too. He came to the Heat.
Everybody still knew was Wade County. Like everybody still knew.
Exactly, and Wade was still playing. So
Yeah,
that,
and so it wasn't no things like hey, Wade County.
but it became LeBron's team, and that was tough for me to stomach because I was a Wade fan. I'm still a Wade fan.
I mean, yeah, like right now, it's
But it brought me championships. What put me in a conundrum. You feel me? That's where you're going to get to. If LeBron James can manage to win a championship for LA, I believe your head's going to explode.
Nah.
Because you're going to be happy about the championship.
I'm happy about it, you're right.
I'm
happy and ecstatic and elated about the championship.
But you're going to be upset about the narrative surrounding LeBron James and what he means to the city of LA because he brought 1 championship. People are going to put him over Kobe Bryant.
That is the dumbest thing in the world.
To you, but people are going to have arguments for it.
To people. And you know what I say to people? Right up. That's what I say. That's what I say to people. Because you know what? Like I remember we talked last time, it's context in it. This man cannot come to LA, win 1 title, and then they're like, oh, he surpassed Kobe.
But you have to think about what the arguments are going to be in his favor. He came back. He brought y'all back to instant relevancy. That's 3 teams that he did that to. So Cleveland, instantly relevant. Miami, back instantly relevant. LA, back instantly relevant. If he wins y'all a title, he's going to win championships with 3 different teams, and he's going to be the MVP of 3 different teams.
Once again, remember that context thing?
Yeah.
You can't say he brought them back because once again, without Boston Wade, I don't think he was a title in Miami.
I know. I agree wholeheartedly. I'm not talking about the reality. I'm talking about the narrative surrounding it and what you're going to be arguing against.
I care about truths.
Okay.
TRUFFS. Truths.
Truths.
That's what I care about. Truths. His best skill, truthfully, he's a really decent passer. He's a really good passer.
Really good. He's all-time great at it.
For his height.
For anything, for a person, he's all-time great as a passer.
He still knows John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash.
Yeah.
He's no really. No.
Look, I put him on par as far as ability to see the floor, ability to see the next pass, ability to dictate the game with passing along. I put him on par with all those people that you just named.
Even Magic Johnson, I'm still like, I don't know about.
He's a carbon copy, bro.
See, so how come it's okay for him to be a carbon copy of Magic Johnson, but Kobe can't be a carbon copy of Jordan?
Because he can do more things than Magic Johnson can. Like he can score
because of his size.
Yeah, right, but either way, but the thing about it is, Kobe Bryant could not do anything better than Michael Jordan. He could just do everything as good or as close to Michael Jordan as anybody in the NBA.
Three-point shooter. He was a better three-point shooter.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
He's a better three. Matter of fact, he holds the record for most three-pointers made in the game.
Who? Kobe Bryant?
Yes, Kobe Bryant. It's like 12 or 14, something like that.
Does he also hold the record for most three-point attempts in the game?
No, after he has the most missed shots. But once again, when we talk about that, those 3 years, who else is gonna take a fucking shot?
I get it, and I conceded that point to you. There was nobody else on that roster worth passing the ball to.
And I'm about to tell you, he took that team to the second round of the playoffs in the West.
Yep. But
that team was arguably worse than LeBron's 07 finals team.
We're not going to get into that, Tony, because we're not going to agree on that. That's not. But as far as the Magic Johnson and LeBron thing, I think Magic Johnson wasn't as great a scorer as LeBron James could be or is by nature. Like LeBron James gets 24, 25 points doing nothing.
But how? You're right. How does he do it? Because no one.
It's a myriad of ways. Like here's what I believe about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard and the man, like I don't think those two go hand in hand. Like he's not. He has the skill set to be the man, not the personality.
But truthfully, he should have been the man. I feel that Kawhi feels he was overlooked when LaMarcus Aldridge came to San Antonio. Because truthfully, once Tim Duncan retired, Kawhi was the man. And then they signed LaMarcus Aldridge. Then they're like, oh, it's Aldridge in San Antonio. And it's like, bro, this dude literally won y'all a title. He was the MVP. Like, he was a double-double machine in the finals. And you just, boom, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, but they ran their offense through Kawhi Leonard. Like, he was still a featured member of the Spurs, and eventually he separated himself as the best player on that team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he can be the best player on your team and you can be competitive. I think him going to the Lakers is best.
He was the best player on the team until he was the best player on the team. Tim Duncan's last 2 years. I was still putting him over Tim Duncan. He was the best player on the team easily.
I'll give you that. Like, I think Tim Duncan had a different level of impact by the time he got towards the end of his career. Yeah. It wasn't the same, but I do believe Kawhi Leonard established himself as I wouldn't say he was the best player on the team. I have a hard time for some reason putting him as better than Tim Duncan in any year of Tim Duncan's career. But I understand that wasn't Tim Duncan at the end.
Yeah,
but
you think about it. That wasn't 2000s Tim Duncan.
Right, but Tim Duncan still he was still getting you 8-9 rebounds. Big man shoot threes now.
That's bullshit. Jesus, that's some other bullshit. See, Tim Duncan was the last big man. Think about it. He was the last true big man.
No, DeMarcus Cousins started that way. I think DeMarcus Cousins.
And then what happened?
He evolved with the game. Listen, you have to adapt or die. Like, and that's what DeMarcus Cousins' game did. But originally, he was a back to the basket done data. Karl Anthony Towns is the same way. That game, but he started more finesse, but he got a back to the basket game.
In fact, Tim Duncan through his entire career has been your traditional, the big fundamental. He's been a traditional big man.
Yeah. Like, but those are dead now, bro. Like, you can't play those, bro.
Well, it's because I blame Steph Curry because of the 3-point shoot. I blame Steph Curry.
Everybody blames Steph Curry, and it's rightfully so. He changed the NBA. Well, now the way the NBA is, bro, everybody has to have multiple jobs. So everybody has to be you have to be able to shoot, dribble, shoot, and pass. You have to be able to do them all.
If you have not been shooting threes, you've been in the league 10 years, and you have not been shooting threes, just go ahead and cancel it, dog.
Why not? Zebo doing it. Zebo shooting threes. Even we got Udonis Haslem shooting corner threes, bro. And
first and foremost, I don't even Udonis Haslem. I think is really on the FBI's most wanted list. That nigga looked like he did something bad. And he looked like he is wanted for murder at least 2 or 3 times.
But don't you need one of them on your team at all times? Break in case of emergency.
Draymond Green. There you go.
You gotta have one.
That's why I feel the Warriors dynasty
it's a dynasty. It's a dynasty, bro.
It's gonna end this year, next year. Like,
I think so too, bro.
They may win this year, depending on how Cousins come back. You know, they don't expect him to come back to All-Star breaks. That's February.
They can win a championship without him playing a game. My brother was trying to convince me that the Lakers gonna make it to the finals.
No.
Look, he made one hell of an argument.
LeBron by himself got swept by the Lakers. The same Golden State team last year.
Yeah, but LeBron ain't by himself. He with Rondo. Like,
he's not a shooter now, though.
Yeah,
right now.
Listen, okay, so check me out. They're not trying to beat Golden State by being Golden State. I'm explaining to you how my brother explained to me, and it made a lot of sense to me as to why y'all could legit. I'm finna convince you that your team is better than you think it is. Because
hold on, wait, because I'm gonna eat this up. Go ahead.
Okay, so check me out. When you think about it, you brought in champions. You brought in JaVale McGee, who's a champion. You brought in Rajon Rondo, who's a champion. You brought in LeBron James, who's a champion. I'm not saying all of them are integral members, but 2 out of the 3 were directly responsible for their teams winning championships. Right or wrong?
I will say JaVale.
No, not JaVale. Rondo and LeBron James were directly.
I wouldn't even say Rondo was a direct. I mean, he was a starting point guard, but when you got 3 Hall of Famers you playing with.
I get it, but Rondo was a big part of why they were able to win.
He was an intricate part.
Yeah, because he was able to manage their shots and their personalities on the court. And he played defense.
Except Ray Allen, but go ahead.
Yeah, right. But okay, so then you take Rondo and look at what Rondo was able to do while he was in Chicago. Rondo was the best player on that team when they went to the playoffs.
If Rondo didn't get hurt, they would have got at least. They probably could have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. If Rondo didn't get hurt.
Thank you. So then, now let's take it again. Let's do it one more time, and let's look at what Rondo did last year with the Pelicans.
But then again, once again, you got Anthony Davis, who's already a scoring machine.
Right. Okay. So it's never Rondo being Rondo's never the guy, but he's always the engine.
I know that.
Right. So now apply that to LeBron James. He's playing with LeBron James.
LeBron James has never won a title without good shooters around.
I get it. But listen to what I'm saying. You're not trying to shoot. LeBron James not trying to play the same game he's been playing. He's trying a different one. I want to bring in people who respect my talents but aren't afraid of me. Rondo has went against him in the playoffs. Lance Stevenson went against him in the playoffs and blew in his ear. So he know that boy not scared of nobody. Then you got JaVale McGee, who was the primary reason that LeBron James couldn't get a clean look at the rim. He took him from Golden State. And now he put him on his team. But what I'm telling you is they're not trying to beat Golden State with threes. They're trying to beat them with body punches and defense. And this team that you are constructing in LA can do that. They're capable because of the experience of Rondo.
Over 7 games though?
Huh?
Over 7 games,
I'm slightly over on Golden State style. I would pick Golden State if my life depended on it. But I can see the logic in why someone would think that this LA team could do something to Golden State that they haven't faced in the finals. They've only faced LeBron James in the finals. In those same iterations, like the shooters around him driving to the basket. That's the only version of LeBron James they've played. They've never had to play against an off-the-ball LeBron James. And he could be off the ball the whole game.
I truly believe that if Chris was a healthy Chris Paul, the Rockets would have beat him.
Would have beat Golden State?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you got to consider that Andre Iguodala was hurt for that whole series too. And he's a very big part of what Golden State does. He's a very big part. If you can't play your best lineup because one of the people on the team is injured, then it takes away from what you can do. That Hampton 5 lineup.
He can still spread the floor. He still has a lot of defense left in him.
Right, and he's a facilitator. I think Houston took the biggest step back this year to me.
Oh yeah,
they lost Trevor Ariza and Luka Mbamute.
As of right now, Houston's roster is nothing without Harden and CP3. They let Ariza go. They left
Mbamute.
They let him go. They got Hanson. That's what I call him. That's Hanson. That's his name, Hanson. They let him go, and they let who else they let go?
Nobody. They haven't re-signed Clint Capella yet, but I do believe they haven't
re-signed Capella yet.
I think they're gonna get him back, bro. They gonna work something out.
Bro, they're like $40 million away.
Yeah, but I think it's the 5th year.
$40.
Yes. I think what it is it's that 5th year. They offered him 5 years. I think they do something like 4. I think they do something like 4 years, $80 million. Give him right at that $20 million a year, and then they'll be able to keep him that way. Isaiah Thomas, like that's what you and that's a sad story, bro.
It really is. Like he just got. I mean, he just got literally passed around like a blunt at a party. Like he was literally in line for a supermax contract, but honestly, a lot of it was done. He did it to himself. Like when he left, when they traded him from Boston to the Cavs, and he went in there talking that smack, basically saying, I'm the man. I'm on par with LeBron. Bro, you don't do that.
But listen, no, he messed himself up. Because you remember the week before he got traded, that's when he made that comment about they're going to have to back up the Brinks truck.
Back up the Brinks truck. Yeah. Yeah, but see, like I said, like you don't go to somebody's house saying, hey, I'm on the same level as him. I like somebody come to my, when I was Mark, somebody come in my section. You know what? Yeah, I know you got 32, but I'm just, no, you're not, bro. Don't even do that. Matter of fact, remember who did that and who tried it?
Sam.
My nigga didn't get no bigger. And Malo. My boy too. Remember that? Yeah. You don't come in my section. How like you on the same level as me?
Yo, my friend brother Sam got a different set of cojones between his legs.
Well, that's because bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I've known Sam since like middle school, so like I know where he coming from. I have the same mentality.
Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that mentality by my second year, I same goddamn mentality. But you ain't gonna do that.
It's a business, so naturally there are gonna be times where a little winky nudge gonna happen out there.
Exactly.
Like somebody go get something like that done.
How the hell do the Lakers get Pau Gasol for goddamn Kwame Brown and so I forgot what
Mark Gasol.
No, we got Pau. That's what we got. Pau.
No, y'all traded Mark.
Yeah, we did.
The Gasols got traded for each other.
Yeah. How does that happen? When
nudge, winky.
Exactly. No, it is. I'm gonna show you how much I respect LeBron as a man and everything.
Oh yeah, because he's a Laker now, so you respect him as a man.
Injury. Every big star has had some kind of injury, dog. Michael's had knee injuries. Kobe's had knee, finger. Academy, and they had lupus, cancer. I think Magic Johnson gave AIDS twice. He cured it. Either way, that man, everything like Kobe, everybody Shaq, everybody Penny, everybody went through some kind of injury. LeBron James has not had one injury in 15 years, and being the focal point of an offense, that's literally unheard of.
Longevity is part of LeBron's greatness.
Yes,
it has to be considered when you talk about him against other players and comparing them as like sustained greatness, like as far as being able to play at a high level for a very long time, injury free, like his health has to be considered. And Wesley calling me right now. Tony, listen, bro. Just say that you're a LeBron James fan now, and we can all be through with this conversation, bro. Go ahead and get you like a tape 3 and then put it over that 4 that you got on your chest. All your jerseys can be instantly altered. Just change the 4 to a 3. Change the name right quick, and voila!
It ain't, bro.
You a whole blind witness out here.
It is not gonna happen, bro.
Bro, watch, bro. You wait. I'm glad I got this conversation recorded, so that when LeBron James win that first championship.
Record this. Yeah, I'm gonna record. Hey, hello. Hey, record this shit, because if it ain't Kobe Bryant, it ain't shit.
When LeBron James win his first ring, you gonna have a crown on. You gonna have a throne.
If he. But I'm saying this being honest, like if he was God forbid he's winning the three-peat, I might go in the hide. I don't want to hear that, bro. Barry Sanders is my favorite running back of all time. He's one of my. I put him as my. To me, he's the best running back ever. Him and Jerry Rice, and Deion, and then my top 3
players.
Matter of fact,
players.
Yeah, Deion's my number 1. Barry, Jerry, and then Peyton Manning.
We're gonna have to have an entirely different conversation about this, a whole conversation about this.
Not in any order on those folks.
No, it's cool. Because even still, like, I think Adrian Peterson is the best running back of all time. Oh, yeah. Best combination of size, power, and speed that we've ever seen in the league.
And the fun thing about it, and that's why I still put Barry open, because Barry was a lot smaller and did a lot more.
Yeah, and lost a whole lot more yards, too, when he did it.
He what?
He lost a whole lot more yards, too.
He's number 1 or 2?
Yeah, but he's also number 1 for most rushes for a negative.
Look who, he was a fucking Lions back then.
I get it, bro. He's the LeBron James of football. He never had no help.
Bro, he was on the goddamn Megatron quit the goddamn. The Lions had 2 Hall of Famers quit on there. Like, you know what, bro? I don't want to do
Enough is enough. I can't.
Enough is enough. I don't want to do it.
But yeah, I got Randy. I like Randy over Jerry Rice.
No, what? How? Jerry Rice is the best pure receiver as far as hands, route running. Randy Moss has speed. Once again, speed. And he's 6'4" and has a 40-inch vertical leap, and he's fast.
And Jerry Rice also had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks throwing him the ball for the vast majority of his successful career. Let's not throw that out. And when he went to Oakland, he had Rich Gannon, who won MVP. Let's not forget that kind of stuff, Tony. Yeah, but even T.O. when he first got in the league, T.O. was a monster, bro. Like,
he wasn't a monster. Because matter of fact, he was the number 3 receiver, and people don't know that. I'm a 49er fan. It was Jerry Rice, Ihani Uwezike, and this West African dude. Yeah, see, you never even heard of him. Ihani Uwezike. I never forget that dude's name. What the fuck was that? And then it was T.O.
Right, but T.O. was the reason why they felt comfortable letting Jerry leave.
Well, yeah, because Jerry got older. Think about it.
Right, he got old. He was still, don't act like Jerry wasn't still Jerry Rice in Oakland.
Bruh, when Jerry Rice got braids, it was time for him to go.
Because I like Peyton. I like LT over over Deion as far as best defensive player ever. Lawrence Taylor? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Freak of
I don't
nature.
know. For one, LT's never clean. He's playing on Coke. So to take Coke out situation, I don't think he'd be that good.
I don't think so either. I think Coke was his spinach. That's how he did that.
Spinach, I think he literally bled Coke. Like, he never had nosebleed. He had Coke bleeds. Like, that's what it was. Like, he bled Coke.
Hey, bro, it gave him an edge.
People did not pass to his side, and they did not kick to him. Deion Sanders literally shut down the entire side. Lawrence Taylor shut down an area.
Darrelle Revis shut down an entire side for 6-7 years.
No, but you can still pass and be okay. You can still pass a little bit, but Lawrence Taylor be all right. Deion Sanders, and they passed when he was in the NFL, you did not throw to him at all. No, not even a little bit. Like, you didn't even,
when I'm talking about at his best, Darrelle Revis is probably he's a top 5 cornerback in NFL history.
Still not Deion Sanders.
No, I'm not. I would never in my life disrespect Deion by putting any cornerback in his class.
I want to, as a defensive player,
Lawrence Taylor, bro. The man ended Joe Theismann's career.
He changed the way the linebacker position played. I give him that, but like I said, but you can still, if he was on defense, you can pass the ball and you'd be all right. Deion, you couldn't kick.
No, maybe not. If he ain't kill you before you passed it.
Because he had a gun. That's why I want to play with a gun in the jock strap every goddamn down. Now that's how much coke he was doing. He was so paranoid. I'm telling you, Deion said if he was a kick return on kick return, you didn't kick to him. If he was a punt return dude, you did not punt. If he was playing corner on that side, you did not throw that side. If you play receiver, you put your best corner on him.
Yo, so Tony, let me ask you this question, and then I'm really finna wrap this conversation up because we can keep doing this for the next 5 hours. So I want to ask you this question.
I'm off today. I got time.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, are you sure that your FSU fandom doesn't have you slightly blinded to what Deion Sanders is?
It don't.
It does. It does.
It does not.
To not put Lawrence Taylor in the conversation with Deion Sanders is disrespectful, Tony.
And no, I didn't say don't put him in the conversation. I said you have a good argument. You have a great argument. I'm not saying that. But I just feel that as far as, like I said, literally, if Deion play receiver, you're going to put your best corner on him. You better guard him. If he played cornerback, you don't even throw to that side. If he was on kick return, you don't kick to him. If he was on punt return, you don't punt to him. Like, it was like he killed you literally anywhere. Anytime he was on the field, Deion Sanders you had to avoid him.
One of the top 3 or 4 athletes of all time, bro. Like he definitely that because he was a monster in baseball too.
I put the best athlete period of all time, and I put him over Bo Jackson for the fact that Bo didn't play long enough. I put him over Bo Jackson.
Listen, bro.
Once again,
I don't know if you know who Bo Jackson is, son, but Bo Jackson is a man in every sport that he plays.
Deion Sanders played a football game.
But Deion Sanders ain't tackle nobody though, Tony.
Goddamn right, that's not what we do. Yeah, he had to tackle.
That boy ain't tackle nobody.
You want to know why? Because he didn't have no practice to tackle nobody. But they didn't even. Bro, there have been times I literally watch games of Deion, dog. He's over there just, hey.
But you got people like Patrick Peterson who got the same thing going on to him right now. They don't throw to that boy's side at all.
Patrick Peterson is great, but truthfully, to me, the best 2 corners in the league right now came from Florida State. The 2 best corners is Xavier Rhodes and Jalen Ramsey.
Of course you're going to say that, Tony. But it's a lie.
Is there an argument on those?
Yes, Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson is close. You can swap. You can swap one of him for one of the 2.
I can swap him for both of them because he's better than them both.
No.
And what about Marcus Peters?
Who?
Marcus Peters.
He's solid.
He's more than solid. He's the best cover corner in the league.
I don't know. I think
Aqib Talib. That name ring any bells to you, Tony? Jack Rabbit.
Cover corner. I would put Jalen Ramsey 1-on-1 against anybody. Jalen Ramsey
as a corner in the league, I don't.
As a corner, yes.
Look, bro. Jalen Ramsey is up there. He's a monster. I wasn't a fan coming out of college, but I have to respect. I have to respect him, bro. But
I like Xavier Rhodes because he's more physical than Jalen Ramsey. Like Xavier Rhodes put you on your ass. Like you might not
Xavier Rhodes like 6'3", 230 out there playing cornerback. boy look like a linebacker out there playing cornerback, man.
And be putting them on, but he run like a corner.
He lift them right up off their feet. Come here, boy. Where you?
Yeah.
I like Patrick Peterson for my money, man. Like, he just.
Now, I give you this. Now, Patrick Peterson been doing it longer than they have.
And more consistently. And he's still doing it. Like, he's shutting people down. Like, he ain't no joke, bro. And he plays all styles. He plays all styles. He travels around the field. Like, he on your number one ass the whole game. That's where he at. If you ain't got the word, you ain't got to look for him. Wherever your number one at, he on his ass. And that's like, and some people, like, it's why I give Pat the edge over Richard Sherman. Because Richard Sherman played one side of the field. I'm interested to see how this go this year with San Francisco.
Richard Sherman, to me, Richard Sherman is a good zone corner. He's not a good cover corner. He's a good zone corner.
Right. He's an amazing zone cover. He's an amazing zone corner.
He's a great zone corner. I mean, if you think about it, like you just said, he plays one side of the field. So that's his zone. That's what he do. Just like Deion. Deion's going wherever you go. When the Falcons and the Cowboys played the 49ers, who was on Jerry Rice?
Deion Sanders.
Yeah, Deion Sanders. He was not like, okay, he not on my side, not going on. No, Deion is going. He's following it. What your best one is? He was that dog. I'm going to get you.
Yeah, you mind. You not catching.
Like, hey, I'm gonna shut you down because if I don't shut you down and you catch ball, I'm not gonna tackle you. So I'm gonna shut you down before it even happens.
That. Well, Tony, though, I appreciate you for calling me out again and come back on here. We're going to do this again so that we can have this NFL talk. Football season is coming up, and I'm very excited to talk to you about football.
I have jerseys, I have hats, jackets, and wallets for 49ers. I am ready, bro.
All right, bro. You have a good rest of your day out, bro.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
Higher than most, eyes low in the post. Ready for whatever, buddy. Trust me, you won't know.